All right, so next week we have traffic and conversion. We're super excited. It's going to be a really big one for us. So I hope to see a few of you guys there. And then we have Affiliate Summit West. That's in November. Las Vegas will be there as well. And then fast forward, Q1 of next year, Dubai for Affiliate World. That's going to be a great one. And I know Virgil is going to join me for Dubai. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
I know it's a great one, and it's easier to travel because by comparison to the conferences in the States, Dubai has really good restrictions for anyone visiting. So I really want all the MaxWeb team there. So I hope a lot of you guys are going to be present as well. So many friends live with us. Virgil, I don't know, you drew everyone in. It's going to be a great one. And please, I just pulled the Q&A, sorry, because I was just looking at the chat. All right, so the other question I see here is about search. With search is easy. Usually we have like the specific in-house offers that do very well on search, and that's why you have to be really careful. You know how you guys get those emails every Tuesday and every Friday basically asking for more info from you, and a lot of you guys we love and we trust. We've been working with you for so long, but really the reason we do that is some offers won't allow specific sources, right? Like search in this case, not that we don't trust that your search traffic is wonderful, it might be something that the owner, partner, or even ourselves are doing in-house, and then we don't want to compete on the same traffic channel. So for search, you should really be focusing on sugar balance and Herpacil, ring hash, Folitol, all our like regular in-house offers do well on search. And honestly, the best thing you can do, always reach out to your account manager. I'm going to put a link here in the chat for you. If you're not sure who your account manager is, it's very easy. The Fax 13 is going to show you how, and they usually know the restrictions, and then you don't have to reply to all those emails on Tuesday and Fridays asking you for more information, because if you have your account manager on Skype, they can easily approve you for anything that you need. All right. It's almost time, so I'm going to stop talking about offers. We have plenty of time for that after the Postback presentation. If you have any questions, please save them for us for the end. I will copy paste all of them for Virgil, but I think he did such a good job on the presentation that everything is going to be so clear once he's done. And I'll be here too, learning and listening in. So if I don't understand something, Virgil, I'll just raise my hand and ask. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, we're ready. I'm excited. I have my notepad ready.
Okay, I should share my screen with the presentation.
Yep. Take your time, or just, there we go, looks beautiful.
Okay, so we're good?
It looks beautiful. Yep, all great.
Yeah. So Anna, thank you for having me. It's really a pleasure and honor to be here in the community, and for the first time in front of it, getting some exposure from behind the screens. I'm really glad we're doing this podcast because it's a great opportunity for affiliates to learn something that really helps them on a daily basis. So today we're going to talk about postback pixels, what they are, where and how we use them, how accurate they are compared to other types of pixels, basically untangle the technical parts of it, because that's where the struggle is. So we know that postback pixels are extremely important for digital marketeers, even so it is not a topic that is well covered or well understood by the people that need it the most. So hopefully we will make it easier for them to understand how it all works behind the scenes. So first things first, a raw definition of a postback is an URL created by a traffic platform or a conversion data platform. So you have a tracking platform like Volume or AnyTrack or ClickMagick. Those are just a few examples that can provide this type of URL, which you can set up under MaxWeb to be called on each conversion that takes place. The main advantage of a postback pixel is that it enables a server-to-server secure connection that is not dependent on the user's browser or the internet connection. It only relies on two parties, which are the affiliate and the affiliate network. They don't need to be added on the owner's offer, which in most cases, those pixels take a bit longer to be placed, and they don't provide very accurate conversion data all the time. So when a conversion takes place, the postback URL is called. The affiliate network, in this case, MaxWeb passes the important information to the tracking platform, data that is not always available using a browser pixel, such as the conversion ID or the click ID, the commission amount, or the traffic source. What I like to mention is that also here you may find some alternative namings for the postback pixels, such as server-to-server pixel or S2S tracking pixel, which can be confusing or misleading if you're at the beginning with this. So I wanted to clear that out. All right, so next I will quickly go over the postback URL scope, which can be global when the traffic network will fire the URL for any conversion that is tracked under the affiliate account across any offers that are promoted. So basically 1 pixel for all offers. The other one is offer-based, when the affiliate wants to set up a postback URL for each offer under his tracking platform. This is the most common used from our experience. And the campaign-based, when the affiliate wants to set up a postback for a specific lender available under 1 offer. So depending on what the affiliate needs, these are the 3 scopes that he can use as a guide when setting up a postback for his offers. All right, moving forward, as I mentioned earlier, one of the advantages of having a postback is that it relies on 2 parties, which are the affiliate and the affiliate network. So there's no need to add them on each offer on the conversion page or the first upsell of the funnel. You can set it up from the MaxWeb back office by going to Settings, Postback Pixels tab, and then click on Add New, and there you have it. You can add your postback there. You can also test the postback using the test button at the bottom of the page, but we will get into that later. So in order to set it up, you must first set up the right parameters to it. So what does a postback URL look like? We have the domain section, which can be similar to the tracking platform domain or sometimes dynamic, where the domain is generated by the tracking platform. This part is not that important to look after. What we're interested here and where we need to pay attention is to the parameters section. In order for the tracking process to work, both parties need to use a common key. In general, the key is called click ID, but it can come under CID or TID, depending on the tracking system. So this type of key is unique. It's automatically generated for every click session, and it's appended to the MaxWeb offer link. We will talk about more shortly. Other important parameters that we can set up are the transaction ID or the commission amount. We can usually identify the transaction ID parameter under order ID, TX ID, or simply transaction ID. These are just the usual namings for it. And the commission amount can be found as amount or payout, or for short, ANT. So as you can see, most of the parameters have an intuitive naming convention. So we can focus on that first to identify which is what, and then replace their values with the MaxWeb ones. All right, going to the next slide. So I was mentioning that we can replace these values with the MaxWeb variables. So what are the MaxWeb variables? We have the unique click identifiers from from sub-ID to sub-ID 5 with uppercase letters. These are used when referring to a visitor. These variables map to the lowercase sub-IDs, which are here, from sub-ID to sub-ID 5. These are the parameters that affiliates can use to send the contextual data on their traffic links. What I mean here is that if you have a traffic link that you need to set up on your tracking platform, you have a section where you can set these parameters, the lowercase ones, to append it to the MaxWeb link when the redirect happens. And these will be further sent to the postback pixel when a conversion takes place, and then back to your tracking platform with the values replaced by the click identifiers that I mentioned, those with uppercase letters. So usually sub-ID and sub-ID 2, the first two, are used to store data regarding traffic sources or specific ad sets or ads. You can send the custom data from the MaxWeb link to your postback using sub-ID 3, 4, or 5. You would typically use one of these three values to send your platform unique click ID.
Just a quick note that I want to add that I think is going to be super helpful. So how it helped me when I was understanding the sub-IDs. So you guys know I love traffic and all the sources. So how does this translate for you? Well, think about you using different email swipes. If you know how to add the correct sub-ID to one email swipe and then sub-ID to another one, you're going to know exactly which one had more clicks and more opens. You're going to know exactly what sub-ID did better. Same with the headline. Let's say you're doing Outbrain and you're trying a bolded headline on your placement versus no headline. So if you pass the right sub-ID, you're going to know which campaign did a bit better. You know, for us, it helps us too when trying to track some of your sub-IDs for traffic. So it's quite important. I took a screenshot, Virgil, of the of the slide, so I don't forget the order. Thank you. And it's important to mention that, you know, on MaxWeb, it's, you know, you don't have the capital letters when you insert the sub-ID. So that was an important note. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So here we have a few examples. So the affiliate tracking platform will generate the click ID for every click. Every time someone accesses your traffic link, and this click ID is appended to the MaxWeb offer link in one of the 3 dedicated sub-ID parameters. Those here, sub-ID 3, 4, or 5, depending on how you set it up. So when you access the traffic link in the browser, it will redirect you to the MaxWeb link with the sub-ID replaced, and then to the final offer link. At that point, the click ID is generated and in the browser's session. So this will be replaced with some dynamic values. Right. As you can see here is in the affiliate URL example, we have sub-ID 3 appended on the MaxWeb link. This correlates with the click ID parameter in the postback URL example, where it says dynamic value, but here I should have put sub-ID 3, this one in brackets in uppercase letters. So this sub-ID 3 corresponds with this one from here. And when the traffic link is accessed, this will be replaced with a dynamic value that will be passed here in the postback. All right. Next, we have the order ID, which is a unique conversion ID that can be identified in the postback as a transaction ID or order ID or TX ID, as I mentioned earlier. So it takes several forms, but each is similar and pretty easy to identify. We have the commission amount for the product that can be identified in the postback as amount or payout or AMT. That really depends again on the traffic platform you're using. So it's important to use these variables exactly how you see them here, with uppercase letters for postbacks and lowercase letters on the MaxWeb link when you set it up in the tracking platform. Otherwise, they won't track correctly. So that is an important aspect, and usually this is the most common problem that we encountered.
Right, right, because it's so important. Every comma, every question mark,
yeah,
having the capital letter or no capital letter is important. I mean, you're going to get paid for the commission, but it's more important for you to track it properly, because then your conversion rate should look better, and the spend can be increased when you track everything correctly. So that's why we always emphasize to be super careful, and you can always ask us when unsure. It's definitely better to ask.
So here we have a visual representation of how a postback pixel works. The affiliate sends traffic, passing the important data in the MaxWeb traffic link. MaxWeb at that point stores the contextual information connected to the user's unique click ID. And whenever a conversion takes place, the postback URL is then called by MaxWeb. And when that happens, MaxWeb passes the contextual data to the tracking platform, such as the click ID or the order ID or the conversion value or whatever you're tracking. So yeah, this would be pretty much it about setting up a postback and how it works. So next, we will focus on how to test a postback after you set it up on a MaxWeb side and the traffic link is set up on the tracking platform. We need to ensure that the parameters and their values are sent correctly when accessing the traffic link. This part is a bit technical, but easy to catch up, as you will see. So I think we have an image here with the console, the browser console open. So first we will need to open a browser and access the developer tools, which can be found in the browser menu under Tools, Browser Tools, and go to Web Developer Tools. I think this is the same for Chrome or Firefox. Let me see if I can drag a tab here.
Thank you. Thank you for adding this too, because as you know, as important it is for you to get the parameters right, you do want to test to make sure it's, you know, it's going to work. And again, you know, we're so happy to help, but you know, because a lot of you guys have so many campaigns with us, I know you would love to know how to do it yourself. So it's not as complicated as it looks. If I was able to learn it and I'm not a tech person, I bet you can too.
Okay, so after we access the developer tools, we will click on network, and we're going to copy the traffic link from the traffic platform and paste it in the browser. And I think I can I use an example here?
Mm-hmm. Yes, please, example.
So we have a traffic link. Let me get this bigger. Okay. Usually, when you access the traffic link, it will redirect you to the MaxWeb link and then to the final offer page. So right here at the beginning, usually it's one of the first links that loads in the page. It's the MaxWeb link. As you can see here, it's the link and the sub-ID and sub-ID 2 appended to the link. So this is usually the case for most affiliates. So what you want to do here is copy the link, and paste it in the test tool from your MaxWeb back office, which is right here. This is the MaxWeb back office where you can add the postback. After you set up the postback, right here at the bottom, you have the test button. I'm gonna click on it. Let me copy this link first. So you need to copy this link from here. And you're gonna test it in the test tool in the back office. All right, we paste it here, submit, and it returns that the pixel was tested successfully. So from that point, you can confirm with your affiliate manager that everything is set up and live traffic can be sent using that traffic link. All right, let me remove this from here.
Meanwhile, I'm going to add the Skype IDs to the chat for you guys, so it's super easy to ping any of the account managers. There you go.
Yeah, so the procedure is similar on Chromium browsers or Firefox or anything similar. Basically, go to the Network tab and Inspector and search for your MaxWeb link. If it's not there, most likely it's not set up correctly in the traffic platform. Or if the test was not successful, the first thing you need to do is check that the postback or the MaxWeb URL parameters are set up correctly on both ends, so there's nothing extra or missing. Maybe that may fail the testing part.
Mm-hmm.
And here we have some postback examples with different parameters that I mentioned earlier, like CID, S1, or transaction ID, even for the click ID. So depending on the traffic platform you're using, you're gonna find these different parameters. So you need to know which one is the click ID or where you want to place the order ID or other parameters that you want to set up. So yeah, any questions if you have?
The king of the gifts. I love it. Well, I'm sure we'll get more questions later too. We'll wait a few minutes. We won't waste Virgil's time. We'll wait a few more minutes if you guys have questions on the tech stuff. However, I know a lot of you are going to be watching this on a different time zone. When we are not live, you're going to be watching this on YouTube. You can still ask us questions. We can go back to B and ask him if we don't know the answer. So if you're watching this when we are not live, please still ask the question. We will check the YouTube channel and it's going to be on our Facebook page. And again, I know Skype is one of those antiquated social media tools, but everyone in the space loves it. We're all on Skype. So if you want to get in touch with us faster, Skype is a really easy way to do so. I think it made a lot of sense, but I might be biased because I've been asking Virgil and the boys questions about postback pixels for years. So it's no shame in the game, right? I'm I have a business and a marketing background, definitely not a tech person, but it's so important. I mean, how I was telling you earlier, even having oh, we have a question. Johan, hi. Attempting to copy paste the Skype context but unable to. Is that not available? why don't you paste your Skype ID or your email, and then Carol is going to email you the Skype content so you have them, or I will ping you directly with them. So it's super easy for you. There we go. That's what I'll do. Beautiful. Yeah, so as I was saying, it's super important on the Postback Pixel. You're still gonna get paid. I want to make that clear. It's impossible for, you know, as long as you use your affiliate link, you're still gonna get paid. Even if you don't set a postback, as long as you use your affiliate link and you put it on your blog or in your email list, you're still gonna get paid. But if you're using different creatives, if you're using different emails, if you're using, you know, different ads on Google or Facebook, you're gonna wanna know which are doing best. So when that happens, you're gonna need a postback pixel, come back to this, look at all the variables, and please ask us if it's not clear, because it's, you know, that's why we're here. All of you guys, every single one of you, you know, out of the 100+ friends we had with us here today, all of you have a dedicated account manager, and I promise you they're so excited to help you, especially when it comes to, you know, to setting your postbacks correctly. Yeah, and I think that was it for Virgil. Thank you. That was super helpful. You're a rock star. We appreciate you so much for everything that you do. I don't know, from making the website look pretty to everything else that's very complicated on the back end. So I'm not going to pretend to understand. But thank you, V. This was really great. And, you know, with your blessing, we'll come back with questions when we get them from the affiliates, even if they're not live because of the time zone.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure, and hopefully we will do more technical videos in the future.
We definitely
For everyone.
100%. So on that note, you guys, if you have any other questions about, you know, how to use the back office or anything technical, we'll do this again anytime. You know, we can have it as a monthly affair for you. We'll be doing another webinar in a week or two. It's going to be Carol and I. We're going to go through some new traffic sources with you guys. As you know, we're always huge nerds about trying different sources. If you're not going to make it to traffic and conversion, I will record my speech for you guys and I'll share it with all of you. I'm going to be speaking on YouTube ads and how successful we have been with those specific campaigns, because I realized a lot of the affiliates are not excited to share the wins, right? And other networks are not excited to share the wins. We are different. So we want to be honest about what works. We believe in that abundance mindset where a lot of us can make a lot of more money from the same traffic sources. So I will make sure to share the YouTube presentation with all of you. We have another virtual conference on Thursday with the Moscow crew. So I'll record that for you as well. That's going to be on native ads. So you can follow the YouTube or Facebook channel. We always upload everything for free. That goes without saying. If you're listening to this later and you did not get a chance to check our Academy page on our new website, please do. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. We try to add a bunch of you know, super useful information. Again, we have Virgil to thank for on the Academy, and the blog's looking so nice. And if you want other topics, yes, that's a good point that I wanted to add. If you want other topics added for you on the blog, just let us know what it is. How to set up a campaign on MGAD, how to, I don't know, write better creatives for email, how to run traffic on Pinterest, anything you want. I mean, a lot of the blogs that we have were written because affiliates like yourself asked the question. So please let us know any topics you want. We will get them covered. Thank you for today. I don't want to keep this longer than 30 minutes because I know a lot of you will come back to it when you're unsure on how to set a postback pixel. So I don't want it to be too long. But again, ask us the question, come back later. We will answer anything that you need. You're awesome. We love you. And thank you for all the traffic. We couldn't do what we do without you. And thank you again, Virgil. This was super, super helpful.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, have a really productive day. We love you all.